When I see rainbow jumping, make me want to pinch my barb, 'cause she's so fine.
Bigger fish, much better. I actually saw him come up, and I think he was looking at the dry. I think we got another brown. We're working on the browns. I'm looking for the brook trout here, Ed. I want to make sure we have dinner. All right, Mr. Brown. Get my net going. This will be the first fish for this net. I picked up a new one. These are made here in Wyoming. It's called an S2 net. It's a carbon fiber net made by a school teacher who taught my kids about science. And he makes these nets here in Wyoming. And this is a net with plastic coating so it doesn't take the slime off the fish, help protect them. Really a neat coating. PVC, I think is what it is. Yeah, the fish helped himself by getting the fly off. Hi, I'm Jack Dennis from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Being a professional fly fisherman has given me a passport to fish all over the world. I get asked, where's your favorite fly fishing spot? That's an easy question. It's right here in my own backyard in Wyoming. You might ask, what is Jack's Secret Wyoming? That's Jack's Secret Wyoming. So come on, let's get going. Today I will take you to southern Wyoming to fish the Encampment River, which flows down from the Sierra Madre Range that is a part of the Continental Divide. As the crow flies, the town of Encampment is about 12 miles north of the Colorado border. The Encampment River confluences with the North Platte, just a few miles outside of Saratoga, Wyoming. I caught up with Hack Patterson. He spent his entire life fishing the Encampment and North Platte rivers. He believes in keeping fly fishing simple. It was a good reminder as we tied on our flies and prepped for another great day of fishing.
You can use a flashback pheasant, you can use a flashback hare's ear.
I'm a big fan. That's probably my favorite nymph is a flashback pheasant tail. I can take that about anywhere. It'll do the pale morning duns and it'll do the betas, which gives you most of your mayfly patterns.
You know, what we're doing here is very simple, Jack, and most people just try to make this way more than what it is. Some of these patterns that have been around for a long time are just, they're awesome.
Do you still use the halfback?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
A great Wyoming pattern from Sheridan, Wyoming.
Replicates absolutely nothing, but could be a whole bunch of different things.
Absolutely nothing, but it works.
Oh, man.
Actually, I think it probably does a pretty good job for any of your terrestrials. Does a good job for your stone flies. It's kind of the predecessor of the stimulator.
It is. You know, we have a lot of stone flies in this system. We've got goldens, we've got browns, we have some salmons up in the canyon-y conifery country in this river system also. We've got the little blacks that come early in the spring.
Now, how early can you fish this in the spring?
April.
And that's when you get the little black stones. That's one of my favorite patterns.
Exactly.
Well, you were talking to me earlier about Carbon County, which we're in, one of the bigger counties in Wyoming.
The third largest.
And now, how many miles of streams you were talking about?
We've got 6,000 miles of trout stream in Carbon County. Actually, right here where we're at, just below us here, is a mile of public that the public can get into here. And you're only talking a 50-yard walk from your vehicle to the river.
This is a good time to kind of explain Wyoming's water laws. A little bit different than Montana and Idaho. The rancher or landowner owns the bottom of the stream. So we're going to today get out on a boat and we're going to stay in that boat. Notice I'm not wearing my waders. But Wyoming has tons of federal land, tons of access land that they've purchased through the Game and Fish. There's lots of places to fish that you don't have to go on private land. And there's a lot of private land you can pay a fee and get on. So that's what Wyoming's all about. A little bit of protection and a lot of great fishing, right?
We have the most pristine rivers in the country.
Okay, so we're going to be floating in a rubber raft.
We have so many diverse water situations in Wyoming. And if you want to be able to do all of our rivers, you have to have a rubber. Because there are some of these rivers, this one is one of them, you cannot do it in a hard bottom boat.
I'm gonna use a 3-weight. You say it's a little light.
The only problem is some of these fish are a little headstrong in this system. We'll see how you muscle them around. And
Well, we'll just see how we do.
It'll be fun.
Hack hasn't been the only person to give me a hard time about my 3-weight. I love a 3-weight. I love the presentation it gives me. I love the challenge of landing a big fish on a light rod. It gives the fish just a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, we're going to be a little bit tight under this bush, but it looks like it's the best place for me to go. And
I see a few rises here, Hack. Right there. There looks like down on the, right on the edge of the tail, which is telling me that they might be the caddis. That went through some pretty good fish right there. So we'll make just a quick switch here.
well, if you could only have one dry fly in the Rocky Mountain States, probably be a caddis.
That probably wouldn't be
That
a
guy-
bad choice.
You know, we're very fortunate here, Jack. These guys are not as shy as a lot of areas because they don't see the activity here.
Fish rising. Now we could fish to them and not catch them, go on down the road. But I'd like to put the time in to figure these fish out, because then that'll tell us what could happen the rest of the day. So I'm going to take a little time. A lot of people say, "Oh man, you should be fishing for those fish." Well, we're gonna find out what's going on. Now that can change. And on a river with this many insect catchers, I'm sure it can change by the minute.
It can, and it will.
And in the rule of most fly fishing, by the time I got the fly on, the fish have quit rising. Interesting thing that I can see right now is there's dries going right over the top of them and they're not taking them, which means something is happening. Very hard to see flies though. Only problem is, so we'll have to, oops.
Oh, there one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we got one. Whoa! Either we float down there, or I don't think I'm going to bring this fish back up there. We'll have to try. I see what you mean about these fish taking off. Well, I like that. It's not that big a fish either, and it's really fighting, which is really what I'm here for. Whoa!
Is he in the riffle?
Yeah, he's on the river. We're going to have to go after him. We got, oh, it's a rainbow. No wonder he fought so well. Yeah, I'll tell you, I thought this was predominantly a brown trout stream.
It is predominantly brown trout, but we have cutthroat in here. We've got rainbows in here. We've got cut bows, which to me is the most beautiful of all of them. The cut bows.
Yep.
They're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous fish.
fact,
Get
that's
maligned
what-
a lot because people say they don't reproduce, but I tell you, I like the combination.
This is a cut bow right here.
Look at that. What a nice fish on a 3-weight.
Very pretty.
Good job.
And I'll tell you, this is probably our average fish on this river system. This is a very...
If that's an average fish, I think we found a place to come back to.
He's gorgeous. Isn't he?
Wow.
We're reviving these fish and taking care of these guys.
There we go.
It's always good to get that very first fish. As we continued floating downstream, we shared our appreciation for Wyoming rivers and lakes and all the gems that they hold.
It's probably the toughest about Wyoming for a lot of people, is a lot of it you have to walk. You have to put some effort into.
That's it. That's it.
And I find that even in California. When I go to California, you get off the beaten track in California, it's fishing as good as anywhere.
It
You
is.
gotta get off the beaten track.
Yeah. We got lots of tail ends that we're going to be going across today. We got lots of beautiful, beautiful water like this
See
that
that,
we're
you
going to go
know,
in.
right there. Whoa, missed him, little guy. We got some people fishing down here. This is a good time. One thing I don't like to do when there's guys fishing from the bank, I like to go around them.
We just always try to scoot behind these guys so we don't float over their fish.
Yep.
Give them plenty of room. You know, everybody's out here for the same reason. We just
That's
want to
right.
all have a good time, so.
Some people like to float, some like to wade.
Stay tuned for more action on Jack's Secret Wyoming.
We may have to change it. Little guy. Got to be little guys for there to be big guys. I never like a stream when it's just nothing but big fish, because that's usually not very healthy.
Well, it was like I was talking to you earlier, you know, for over 100 years, this system was stocked. And 30 years ago, we instituted what's called a slot limit.
Yep.
So anything between 10 and 16 inches has to go back in this river.
That's your prime spawning fish too.
Those are our juvenile adults, and they are our best brood trout. So now this river is naturally reproducing, as is the North Platte River. And in the 30 years that that slot limit has been in effect, our fish numbers have doubled. We've got some risers right down off this little riffle here,
Yep.
but that's a deep run right out in front of you.
Yeah, that's a brown trout run. Whoops, got one on it. I don't know what size he is. Not bad. Enough to go on the reel. Whoa! Yeah, at first he was very subtle. I thought, well, it might be another one of those little ones, but he said, I don't think so. He says, we're in Wyoming where big fish grow. You got him on, you had the pick, 16 pheasant tail flashback. It pays to listen to your guide.
I think you're going to notice that the coloration in these fish on this system is just phenomenal.
No, they're wild. That's the important thing. Look at the size of this fish. Not bad for a 16 pheasant tail. On a 3-weight, I'll take a fish like that any day. Nice brown. He wants to stay in that water. Now, all right, here we go.
Look at this pig.
Nice hook jaw.
Look at that.
That's over 20 inches.
That's an awesome, awesome fish, Jack.
Well, what can I say? This is public water on the Encampment River here in Wyoming.
There, we're clear.
And
And look at
there's not
that.
too many places in the world you can get that. Look at that. Woohoo!
That's a spectacular brown trout. Every one of these brown trout we're going to catch today have their own character.
Yep.
I mean, this guy
My favorite fish.
is as pretty
Let's
as
get him
they
back
get.
in there. I don't want to.
You
I
bet.
want our people to see him, but I don't want to hurt. Well, yeah, he's really hurt.
Well, that's why I wanted to get you on here today,
Thank
Jack,
you.
because this is such a spectacular fishery here. And it is a piece of public property that we're sitting on here right now. And anyone can come here and catch these fish. It's a very simple process.
Well, you know, this is going to be a hard job going around the state. This is going to be a hard job going around the state and finding these secret spots. But somebody has to do it, and I'm glad that I'm elected. I'm going to try to do my best. We can only fish one fly, but if I can fish 2 flies, I'm going to, especially with feeding fish, I'm going to do it. You might want to take a look at that too, is that that's an open gap 16. It's actually a midge hook, and they tied the pheasant tail flashback on that midge hook. Gives you a lot better chance at a bigger fish.
Right.
A lot of people tie their nymphs on standard hooks, and that midge hook with a wider gap really makes a big difference. And a little stronger hook too.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my little fly named after my daughter, Amy Stone. Always a pretty good pattern when the golden's out, but the nice thing about it is you can see it with that crystal flash wing and holds up these dries. I mean the nymphs.
After sharing my Amy Stonefly pattern with Hack, there was no time wasted as we searched for more beautiful brown trout.
Ooh, that's a bigger fish right there.
Can you get to him?
I don't know. I
Need
may
to go
have
down
to
a
have you
little?
go down just a hair. These other ones are smaller. Let's go for that bigger one.
Okay. Well, Jack, but 70% of the fish you're going to catch on a fly rod in your lifetime are going to be within 30 feet of you.
Absolutely. Well, that's the kind of water we took that last big fish in.
Maybe stayed where we were at, huh? It's just a big game. Got to be willing to play the game.
Got to. Wouldn't be fun if you got them every time.
No.
To me, that's what the whole beauty of fly fishing is.
It's a lifelong learning experience.
Never learn it all.
Nope, nobody will, Jack.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Another good fish right in that nondescript water. Oh, he's coming at me. He's coming at me. He's attacking. Get out the net. Beat him away because he's coming after me. Straight at, oh, I love aggressive fish. Not as big as the other one that we got, but still in the public water too.
Quit, you'll have me balling here.
All right, here we go. I don't think
Yeah.
these young kids know what a snooker table is anymore, do they?
Once you get their head up on top, you
Yep,
just
you can snooker 'em.
Yes, you can.
Now that's a good one. Now, I tell you, there are people in the east where the brown trout came from here to the west that would give their right arm for a fish that size, and that's just another fish here. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, he's a good one.
You'll see him next week.
That's right.
Can Wyoming get any better? Well, stick around and see. We'll be back with Jack's Secret Wyoming.
That looked almost like a brook trout.
A little bit better presentation. The water current is just, see now it's coming up with the two flies. Now that one was not too bad. Look at that right there behind us. Push that
Ooh.
out. I guess that told us, at least that one wanted to drink. Right there, I saw that one again you're talking about. Nice fish too. Just gotta have to hit him right on the numbers. Yep, there we go. Well, we found the fly. The guide suggested it. You're the one that said it. Said, go with the Adams. That's what I do. On the dry, too. That's what I like. I think we got another brown. Or you just bumped in
We
there.
just
That's
bumped.
That's good oarsmanship there, my friend. Nice fat football again. That was good. Thank you very much. There it is. Nice fish. Boy, it's totally beautiful. They're all nice fish, you know that? We always say nice fish, but man, what a day. I like when you get them on a dry. You know,
What
you
a
get the gray drakes, you get the green drakes. Drake patterns, and this little parawolf really does the trick. You can see it so well. It's really good in heavy water. See if I can talk him into that. Boy, he's in that swirling water. There's just no way to get a natural float in there unless you just pop it in there and he sees it and he just rushes up and takes it. Like that.
Persistence. Pop, pop, pop. That's it.
Yeah, it looks like we got his brother, or is this the same one and he just didn't smarten up? Looked like he came out of a cookie cutter. Each brown fights differently.
Little bump here.
Hey,
This is a little darker.
Oh, he got off.
there
That's
we
all
go.
right. We just would have released him anyway. I like that. I like that way of doing it.
The river cut through a small scenic canyon. I had to change my strategy, casting more often. Flies had shorter dead drifts. I looked for fish holding near all the structure the river offered. I was glad I was in a raft and not a drift boat.
Fish to be caught. Fish to be, in my case, fish to be missed and lost. Oh! Boy, he whacked it. And he took the drake. You were talking about doing that?
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I got a great set on him. Here we go. Let's see if we can get the jinx of landing a fish out. And he is a rainbow. You called that. You call him all the time? Uh-oh.
I did
The
that.
jinx did it. Again, it still hangs in here. He got me gray drake. Got him.
Danged old Drake again, huh?
I'm gonna try to take him around that rock. Hard fighting fish. Think a rainbow.
Looked like to be.
Yeah, that drake's been the one. Let's see if we can get this one actually in the net. Pretty rainbow. That's probably about as small a rainbow as you catch, isn't it?
On this river system, he is.
Thank you, sir.
You betcha. Good
Thank
job.
Let's see. Whoa, there he goes. I mean, these fish are really wild. If that was a hatchery fish, we'd have had him in about a third the time.
These are awesome guys.
There's a whole lot more. Stay tuned for Jack's Secret
We
Wyoming.
got another one that was rising out here in the middle. He did it a couple times while we were playing with that fish. Oh no! Oh. Dang it. Now, I can see why you have a fly shop here. Oh man, I don't know. That may be one you give to the gods. Uh-oh. Yeah, it did it. Okay, that'll work. I saw him shoot out. He refused to dry and took the nymph. We may hit a little pocket of action there at 2:30. I just saw two fish rise and missed one, and this one, for some reason, he didn't like the looks of the dry. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't a brown elk coming onto that tree. And this fish does not want to go. Now, that right there was the fisherman's fault. Nice looking brown. Mr. Brown under that tree. He said, I'm going to take the nymph, then maybe I'll look at your dry. He's got some orange spots on him. But the nice thing about it is I saw him. I saw him come out and take it, the nymph. I didn't even wait for the fly to come down. I just saw him turn on it and a flash. And that's what I try to tell a lot of anglers is if you get married to watching that dry fly or indicator, you're going to miss a lot of fish. You see a fish come underneath that fly, you better be setting that hook. I'm beginning to think you fall in love with that fish. He might follow you home. There he goes. We're gonna watch, make sure he doesn't come back up.
The Encampment River has a portage, which meant one more chance to catch another trout just below the diversion dam. But, they weren't interested in my flies.
And I had it with the miracle.
So when fishing slowed, my mind began to wonder about a cool, refreshing beverage. Hack suggested we stop at the Wolf Hotel to reflect about our day over a Wyoming steak dinner. It doesn't get any better than this.
Has this been here? This is the Wolf Hotel?
You know, this place
That's
was,
it up
this
there?
was a stage stop, Jack.
The stage stop.
This was a stage stop. We had a stage that came through here and then went up to Grand Encampment. And then from Grand Encampment over the mountains
To Laramie.
to Laramie. Cost you $6 for a round trip ticket.
Probably a lot of money back in those days.
Oh man.
I mean, what a place. Got fishing.
It's just a little gem we have here, you know, and we're so happy with it.
Well, you know, the private land really helps. And being able to float through there and you get your shot. You can't get out. You miss that fish, you got to come next time.
That's exactly right. It just makes the stream, you know, but it makes the public fishing areas better too,
Oh, yes.
because those fish have some protection.
We caught the biggest fish in the public area.
We did.
The two biggest fish. Now, what are you going to do? Well, enough of this talking. I want to go eating.
Let's go
At the
have
Wolf
some of this.
Hotel's famous Wyoming beef.
You just wait till it's the best prime rib and beef in the country.
Let's go.
It's awesome. All right.
Hey, thank you very much for showing me the encampment and showing me your lovely wife.
Jack, thank you for coming down here and enjoying our country. We appreciate it.
Well, I got only one thing to tell you. I'll be back.
Getting to Encampment, Wyoming is easy. Travel Interstate 80 west from Laramie, Wyoming, about 75 miles. At the Walcott exit, go south on Wyoming State Highway 130 to Saratoga, then on to 230. If you can remember all that, you can remember that Hack said 6,000 miles of fishable streams in Carbon County.
I'll try. Well, it's been a great day on the encampment. I'm going to come back. I don't know why I've waited 59 years to come here, but I'll tell you right now, I will be back, and I see rising fish right below us.